All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we are digging into Royal Challengers Bengaluru's very first internal practice match of the season. Now, this wasn't just some casual hit-around. This was a seriously planned-out test at the Chinnaswamy, and it's given us our first real look at their strategy for the season. So let's dive right in.
You know, right from the get-go, the leadership team was super clear about the purpose here. They didn't just call it a practice match. No, for them, it was a crucial game on our path towards that first match. That tells you everything, doesn't it? Every single ball, every shot, it was all designed to test something specific and move them one step closer to being ready.
Okay, so what was the game plan here? Well, as the slide says, it was pretty clear this was way more than just a friendly game. The coaching staff came in with some very specific goals in mind.
And this quote right here, it really gets to the core of it. The idea was to spark that competitive fire immediately. Even though they were playing against their own teammates, the message was clear. Your job is to win your battle, to get one over your opponent. It's all about firing up that winning instinct right from day one. So you can basically break down their goals into three key things. First, just get the whole squad together and comfortable. Second, the coaches needed to get a real feel for what each player needed to work on. And third, and maybe most importantly, was to create that intense, competitive vibe to get everyone sharp for the season.
All right, so with the game plan locked in, the batters just went to town, and it turned into a bit of a run fest. Let's take a look at who really lit up the Chinnaswamy.
Okay, the absolute highlight of the night, no question, was the Jitesh show. He walked out there with some serious intent and just took the game away from the bowlers, basically sending a huge message about his form right at the start of the season.
Just look at that, an absolutely insane 80 runs off of only about 35 balls. A strike rate that high is just incredible. I mean, that's not just good form, that is a massive statement that he is seeing the ball like a beach ball right now.
And, you know, it wasn't just the sheer number of runs, it was how he was getting them. A teammate even said some of the shots were amazing. This tells you he wasn't just swinging for the fences, right? He was showing some real control, some real class out there.
Of course, you know, all eyes were going to be on Virat Kohli, right? And man, he did not disappoint. He showed up looking incredibly sharp, with zero signs of any rust whatsoever.
And just like with Jitesh, the big word here for Virat was intent. His teammates were blown away by his aggressive mindset and just the pure quality of his shots. That tells you he's not just trying to build an innings. He's looking to take charge right from the first ball. And for RCB fans, that is an awesome sign.
And hey, it wasn't just those two. The runs just kept flowing. We saw some really solid hitting from Tim David, Venkatesh Iyer, and Raj too. This really just shows you the kind of batting depth this team has, and that they're not just leaning on one or two guys.
So you might be thinking it was just a batting paradise out there. But hold on. It wasn't all one-way traffic. There were definitely a few bowlers who stood up and made their presence felt, even with all those runs being scored.
The guys getting the shout-outs were Abhinand, Magesh, and Russ. And the fact that they could stick to their game plans and really challenge these red-hot batters, well, that's a huge win for the coaches. It shows they've got bowlers who can execute under pressure.
And we got to talk about the spin department, because the young Vicky Ostwald really caught some eyes. His left-arm spin was apparently a real highlight of the game. That kind of skill offers a whole new weapon in their arsenal for the season ahead.
All right, so let's wrap this up. What's the final verdict? What does all this actually mean as they look ahead to the main event?
Well, this quote right here just about says it all. It wasn't about who won or who lost the practice game. The whole evening was seen as a massive success, a great night's work for the entire squad.
So when you boil it all down, the match really ticked all the boxes. It was super productive, the guys got some real competitive experience under their belts, we saw some youngsters step up under pressure, and maybe most importantly, the big guns, players like Virat and Jitesh, are already looking razor sharp.
And all of this really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? With their key players already looking this destructive, what does this signal for RCB's season? I mean, if this is what they look like in a warm-up, can you imagine what the actual season is going to bring? RCB fans have a lot to be excited about. Thanks for tuning in.